I've been looking into this Somali daycare conspiracy happening in Minnesota, and I'm enthralled. I don't care if it's true. I haven't formed an opinion on it. It's one of those issues where you're only getting super like nutter conspiracy right-wing dudes going, every Somalian is a fraudster, or you've got super left-wing people being like, Somali people can do no wrong, and there's no middle ground at all. These guys are going, get them out of the country, they're fraudsters, and we're racist. And then you have the other side being like, no, they're all perfect, and if you think there's any fraud going on, you're racist. And I'm just sitting there going, it's interesting. I watched that guy, I can't remember his name, the guy that called himself an independent journalist, red flag. But anyway, he rocked up with some like boomer guy that had all of these statistics of all of these daycare centers that were being run by Somalians in Minnesota that they allege have no children in them. And the idea is the scam that they say they're running is you set up a daycare and then you get all of your cousins and all of your friends to enroll their kids in your daycare, and all of those cousins and friends have diagnosed those kids as retarded. And then the daycare gets extra money for looking after them, and so do the parents, all from the government, right? So essentially, it's just a bunch of people running scams, and the daycares get a bunch of money from the government, and then the daycares for looking after mentally disabled children. But because these kids aren't actually mentally disabled and maybe don't even exist at all, parents will get their kids diagnosed with shit that they don't have. By family members who can diagnose. They get money from the government, and then they will enroll their kids in daycares. The daycares get money from the government for looking after mentally disabled kids. And then because the daycares aren't actually even looking after anyone, they just pocket all of that money and they kick back a little bit of it to the parents, right? So you shop around your kid that doesn't need daycare, that isn't mentally disabled, to a bunch of different daycare centers, and you say, I'll charge you this much money to enroll my kid, and as long as that's less than what the government gives them for looking after a disabled kid that they're not looking after, everyone makes money, everyone's happy except for the taxpayer, right? That's the scam that is alleged to have been running. And I watched this video of these, it's like this fucking Zoomer kid with a big YouTube channel doing investigations, teams up with this boomer with autism armed with spreadsheets. So this boomer's done all of the research, but he doesn't know how social media works. He can't post anything. The Zoomer kid knows how to operate a phone and be antagonistic, but can't do any research and is dumb. These two people have fused and created the worst nightmare of anyone concerned with social harmony. It's like a boomer who's probably got a lot of correct data, and then a Zoomer kid who's going to use that to make us all hate each other. And we have the perfect storm. And they go to this, they go to like dozens of Somalian daycare centers, and they knock on the door and they go, hey, so we see you've gotten, $5 million in federal funding to look after retarded kids. We just wanted to know, where are those children? And the people answering the door are like Somalian women in hijabs going, get out of here, and shutting the door, and they're fighting with them, and they're going, we want to see the children. Now, look, I like this for two reasons, because let's say they're 100% correct, okay? And all of these Somalian daycare centers, they're all fraud. There's no kids. It's all just a big scam. I like that because they're uncovering the scam, and hopefully that will lead to justice, because they're stealing money that taxpayers have paid, and they're taking advantage of a system that is supposed to be looking after the most vulnerable people, mentally disabled children, right? So I like it if it's true for that reason. If it's not true, I almost like it even more, because essentially what you have is an autistic boomer and a fucking abrasive racist Zoomer kid go into daycare centers on Christmas holidays with a camera and being like, where are the children? I want to film the kids. And of course, if there are kids in there, all of the staff absolutely should not let them come in. No, you can't come into the daycare center and film the fucking kids. Absolutely not. Like, if this is not true, it's the funniest shit ever. 2 adult men are like, I want to film the retarded babies. No, go home. Why are there no children here? It's Christmas holidays. Of course there's no children here. They're at home. So if it's true, great. They're doing God's work. They're uncovering fraud. They're ensuring the success of this program and making sure that money goes to children who are actually in need. If it's not true, that's the funniest shit I could ever imagine. Yeah, hi, I'm just showing up with my grandfather. We'd like to see the mentally disabled children. I'm filming, by the way. Can I come in? Are you with the government? No, I'm with the YouTube channel. It's my own. We're doing an investigation. Where are the kids? Can I have a look in the bathroom, please, with my camera? No. Damn, it's so funny. And then in response to this, bro, I think I watched the video. It seems undeniable that a lot of them are definitely fake centers. Like, they've got daycare centers that are set up in like fucking office buildings where you would expect to see like a psychic. You know what I mean? Like, you ever walk into those office buildings and it's like the most obscure businesses fucking ever? Like, there's an accountancy firm and you're like, that makes sense. There's a tax office, you're like, that makes sense. There's like an insurance agency, you're like, that makes sense. And then there's a masseuse that's definitely a brothel, and a psychic that definitely is going to close soon, and then a barber that has no clients ever and no windows. And you're like, what the fuck is this building? That's where the Somalians are putting daycares, and they've got signs that say learning center, but they've spelled learning wrong. Like, you couldn't. If you describe, like me describing that sounds like the most racist thing ever. Somalians are setting up learning centers and they can't even spell. You know? And it's an interesting position to hold. Like, if you are a racist person, I see all of the racist arguments and all of the vitriol against Somalians. I see it all, right? And I'm not being convinced by it, but I see their arguments. And it's very interesting to me that people can be like, oh, all of these Somalians are pretending to be retarded. Also, their IQ is so low that they are retarded. So which is it, huh? If you were a real racist, you'd be like, technically every Somalian kid is mentally disabled because they're all dumb. Like, if you were a real racist, you'd stand on business and say, actually, Somalians need more funding because all of them are retarded. That's what you would actually, like, if you really believed in this shit, you'd stand on business and go, no, they need help. So, I don't know. It's very interesting. I wonder what will happen. My favorite thing about this, though, is, right, obviously, there is widespread fraud, okay? A bunch of reports are coming out. They're shutting down centers. People are getting charged with federal crimes. And another group was charged with they'd embezzled all of this money using a similar scheme, like signing up kids to programs to receive benefits that they didn't need. And then they would just pocket the benefits. And in some cases, the kids didn't even exist. And parents were essentially getting paid to sign their kids up to programs, and this elaborate fraud system, right, was happening, and they got charged with it, and then they tried to bribe a juror $120,000 to find them not guilty. Like, so there is certainly, in many cases, a very sophisticated fraud operation that's happening in Minnesota, and it's mostly in the Somalian community, right? So that's certainly happening. And what's funny about it is the reaction to this is JD Vance, the vice president, has shared this video of this kid rocking up to these potentially allegedly fraudulent daycare centers with no kids in them. And he's gone, there's widespread fraud. This is absolutely fucking terrible. This guy is doing great journalism. So arrest them? Aren't you the fucking vice president? Could you imagine if you filmed a fucking murder, put it on Twitter, and then the police were like, oh, this guy's doing great work. Great video, man. These guys are doing a great job. I'm sorry, but politicians and law enforcement are not there to raise awareness and share journalism. Fucking do your job. If it's actually real, do something about it. That's so funny. Imagine you call the police and you're like, oh, help, I'm being robbed. Someone's breaking into my house. And they were like, oh, thank you so much for telling us. We're going to retweet you right now. We're going to, can you put that on Twitter? We'll repost it. No, I need help. America is so funny, man. I love America. I can't wait to live there. Donald Trump's my president, and Israel's the best country in the world. I want to live in America, man. I need to sort that visa. Every day it looks at the same time more difficult to get in and also kind of less appealing.